We're
Yo.
live, guys.
Are we live?
Yeah,
Are we on the internet?
That means we're live.
That's
Should
very
we be
cool.
recording? We should be. Yeah.
All right.
We did it.
We did it.
We
We're
did
live.
it.
That's the
Everything
whole thing.
is going
Yeah.
off without a hitch, of course, just like we planned.
Just
It's like a NASA launch.
we are basically NASA.
We're basically launching a Mars rover.
Everybody's holding their breath just to watch the internet explode, just in case.
Yeah.
Take that, Elon.
Well, welcome everyone to the 42nd and first live episode
Hey.
of the Broke Ass Gamecast.
Hey.
It's momentous. This is our 1-year anniversary of being broke. Oh, we've been broke before.
Oh man,
Yeah, no, I
that's
was,
not
I was,
true.
yeah, I was broke for a long
Yeah,
time
this is
before
the
that.
1-year anniversary of talking about it, which has been, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
I'm Corey Clark, one of your hosts, joined as always. We can say that now.
We can say as always.
As always, joined by Grayson Yaki
I'm here too.
to my right, Josh Helgeson to my left,
Hey,
and Charlie Monday directly in front of me. I don't.
He's probably below us.
What's
yeah, he's
up?
probably
He's actually-
exactly underneath us.
Yeah.
Charlie, where in Australia? Do you know where on the opposite side of the world somebody could make a world sandwich with you?
Yeah. definitely.
If I dug a hole right now down to like the center of the earth and then kept going, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
somebody
Like,
on the
where-
opposite, if you were on one end of the earth and somebody else was on one end of the earth, and you both had a slice of bread and you
I'm
put
gonna
it on the
say-
ground,
I'm gonna say like Canada.
you could make like a
Knowing
world
nothing
sandwich.
about world geography, I'm gonna say like.
No,
somewhere
I
in
think it's a
Canada
bit-
gotta be.
I always thought it
I
was
would try
China
to,
that
like-
was right under us.
That's what
Maybe-
everyone says.
I don't know. It either.
So like then
it-
you'd go further north to go further south, like you know.
I'm thinking it's either Alaska or like Russia, because I'm thinking they're like on the, the boat. Like
It would be
if
like-
I think
I
of
feel like it would
Australia
have to
as
be
the
like-
southwest or southeast, I think of, but that's from an American's perspective.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, what's
Just
east?
going for
Like on like
unborn.
Yeah.
on a globe.
Hmm.
Welcome to Broadcast Gamecast.
Thank you,
Hey.
thank you, thank you.
We're broke and you're broke, and if you're not, congratulations and welcome to the stream. Any way you look at it, gaming can be an expensive hobby, but
Very
we're
expensive.
here in person to tell you what games are worth your time and your money. But first, news. Take it away, Josh.
Oh yeah, we said I would go first. Cool. So as of I think like yesterday and or today, they've announced that E3 is coming back, which is exciting because they did not do it last year because COVID happened, of course. And it's still happening. So because of that, E3 is coming back as a totally digital event for this year. I'm pulling this from Polygon. They say E3 will return in 2021 as a reimagined all-virtual event. Organizers announced on Tuesday. E3 2021 will take place June 12th through the 15th and will feature content from Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two Interactive, Warner Bros. Games, and Kirk Media, the Entertainment Software Association said in a game news release. Game developers and publishers will showcase their games at E3 2021 directly to fans around the world, and content will be free to access thanks to unannounced global media partners. There were some rumors that like people would have to pay for watching parts of E3, but they came out and was like, that's absolutely not going to be the case.
Who would pay for that?
Right?
You already paid too much to get
It's like
in.
the worst streaming service in the world.
Right.
Sounds like Paramount.
Are they still charging money to get in, or have they? I don't know how they would do that this year, but they used to charge like $750 plus, like to get into EA or to E3. But that was just for random people. But that was when it was waiting in lines, and you could try out new demos of games and stuff like that. Now it's all a little bit different. I suspect this will be the last E3.
I don't know. I feel like it's going to go all digital for a while, is my guess. But what you can notice is that earlier I did not say that Sony was going to have a conference at E3. So that's kind of the news here, is that PlayStation won't be at E3 for their like big conference thing, as well as some other developers that aren't on the list. Of course, not everybody, or you can still join E3, so this isn't necessarily like the final list. But I wouldn't expect PlayStation to join because I think they're going to be out, which doesn't mean anything at all. Like the internet's kind of in a tizzy about like why aren't they going to show anything, but like they are. It's just going to be, hey, right after E3 or right before E3, we're gonna do our thing, because like they're not gonna not have a big presentation, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Are you suspecting a lot of here's the trailer, you can play it now type of things, or are you still suspecting that we'll see a lot of stuff and then they'll say coming in 2024 or 25? Or
I don't think there's.
I think it'll be like
that's
20. I don't think it'll be like this year or next year stuff. I don't think it'll necessarily be like. We might get demos. They could find a way to stream demos.
Because Nintendo's really the one that's been like, and that's dropping now.
Mhm.
Like they're the only one shadow dropping really anything. Game Pass did that with the demos.
Breath of the Wild 2.
I don't know. I don't know. I wish.
That's
but,
wishful thinking. I don't know about any of that.
Always.
yeah.
I'll take my Skyward Sword remake for now.
Basically, if you see a headline about PlayStation not being at E3, it doesn't mean anything. You're still gonna get your video conference of all of the stuff they're doing. So like, just chill. It's gonna be cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Or follow them on socials and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be talking to other people about E3. So don't miss out on that.
Right.
What else is going on?
I got a news story, and this is only coming up because it literally happened to me yesterday, but it also happened to other people, so that's why it's news. Respawn dropped the ball. Bad. Hard. They spiked the ball directly into the ground. So here's what happened. I logged on yesterday looking to tear up some Apex. I've been doing okay recently. I was gold 4, and I was like, let's go. Signed on, and it was like, your rank has been reset. And I was like, that really sucks. Why? And then I go in and I'm level 1, which is not true. And my skins were still there, but everything else was gone. And I was like, oh no, I must have gotten permabanned or something. But actually, Sony just accidentally deleted the info for thousands of Sony players. Just gone.
Y'all just got dusted.
And
Thanos snapped out.
Literally. It was an Avengers level fuck up. And what the Reddit thread has, as of right now, 1,400 comments talking about like their individual problems. So that's at least 1,400 users.
Right.
Twitter was blowing up with some stuff. I bet it affects way more than that.
I think it would have been a lot funnier though if you just called some dude a dick. And someone was like, "Oh yeah."
I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a developer. Get the hell out of here." Yeah.
You're level 1 now.
I accidentally shredded somebody.
Yeah.
But so here's what Respawn tweeted finally after like they figured out what the deal was. Apparently, they've identified an issue with a database shard, which we believe has been contributing to the recent progression issues for PlayStation players. We will be migrating players off this shard, which may result in disconnects, which I was also there for that. I was trying to play with dear friend of the podcast, Kyle.
Hey,
and what up, Kyle? And he said we were trying to play a game, and then it like booted me. And I was like, what's going on? Weird. And then I couldn't get back in, so I played a different game. And then I came back late that night, and it was all fixed. And all of my stuff was back.
Also, what like high fantasy type shit? Like, what are you doing at calling it a shard?
I don't know.
That's
literally, I don't know what 90% of what they said means. They were like a database shard.
What is that? A crystal that
Yeah,
you farm
so
in a cave
the way-
that like is a a precious resource?
The way that I see it, the way that Apex works, there's 5 different crystals that combine into a glove, and that's how Apex runs.
That
is
Respawn.
through that. Respawn
is just a giant
holds the power
like
of
a
the
master
glove,
hand.
but
type.
their hand was cramping, so they tried to take one of them out, and then it just fucked all of Sony. So the way they fixed it is the data on the affected database shard, that would be the blue one. They restored their progress to a backup from April 5th at 1800 UTC. Fun fact. Do you know what UTC is?
United
Time.
That's it.
Central Time. United Time Central?
Yeah, it's I forget the actual because I looked it
Central,
up last
obviously.
night. 1800 UTC.
Is it like British time?
No. Coordinated Universal Time. Which why is it not called CUT then?
That's cut.
That would but like that Coordinated Universal Time
Thank you, Grayson.
UTC.
Thank you.
Universal Time Coordinated.
Pokemon fans in the chat, HMO2. All right.
But yeah, apparently there's a universal time. I didn't know that.
Why aren't we using that all of the time?
I don't know.
What's up with this daylight saving shit? If
What's
we had
up with
universal time? How long have we had universal time?
It was
don't
just
know.
the other podcast where we only learned that the United States is like the only one that does the daylight savings time.
That is true. I knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was some
Wait.
president.
Who told you that?
You told us that.
I surely didn't.
I think
thought
I
you
said
did.
that.
We,
Oh, fuck.
no, we have daylight savings time.
Oh, God. We have to...
Our daylight savings
abort.
time just ended.
Abort.
No, it was invented by farmers to like.
I thought it was
Yeah,
proposed
yeah.
by Benjamin Franklin. That's who
I mean,
originated
Was it
it.
Benjamin
That's
Franklin?
national
Yeah,
treasure. But you're probably right.
But I think it's actually true, though.
Welcome to the broadcast
That's
game.
Nicolas
First of all-
Cage.
First of all, National Treasure would never say anything that isn't true. And second of all, I think it really was Benjamin Franklin. I'm remembering that from history.
But yeah, Benjamin Franklin suggested it, but I don't
Yeah.
know if
It wasn't implemented by him. It wasn't implemented until later.
Sure, but I feel like if Benjamin Franklin suggested it, that like Americans should have exclusive right to daylight savings time.
Hey guys,
Like
good
what,
news in
like
the chat.
copyrighted?
We have a friend, Initiative Junkies, said that they didn't get dusted in the Great Apex snap.
Oh, very
so
cool.
We're glad about that
110 in the
for you
battle
guys.
pass today.
Is there 110? I thought it
Congrats.
was just 100 levels.
No, so I'm at level 100. You have to get to
120?
110 to finish it.
Oh, okay.
110 gives you the
Oh, I
last
guess I
skin
just
and a
assumed
single
100
badge
would be
that-
the end.
No, you would think that, but
Wow.
Respawn
Again,
again, the glove, the whole thing. They
they like to give it 110%.
right. That's what it is.
Oh,
You have to
Initiative
push past your limits.
Junkies is Spazzy
Is-
P. That's our guy.
Is friend of the podcast, Spazzy.
Let's go, Spazzy.
Yeah, and JC brings up, and not even 100% of the U.S. uses daylight savings time.
Is that true?
If
I
JC
don't-
I mean,
says
if
that.
it's
I
J-
don't-
if it's JC, I 100% believe him. I just don't know where.
This is all very cool. I feel like we've referenced our sporadic friends of the podcast throughout our 1 year, and now we have all of them.
Now
in
they've
chat.
all gathered.
Yeah, it's kinda cool.
It's another endgame moment.
Hey!
Right.
Hey,
Oh, man,
Ross!
that's our guy,
Yeah,
Ross.
Ross is here.
You were on. You're
Yeah,
the
again.
episode you were on is still our highest downloaded episode, the Zelda anniversary episode.
Because he fucking
Time to
popped
get Ross
off,
back
man.
on.
He
The-
taught some folks.
Yeah,
about
True,
some
Ross.
stuff.
I
was a
wanna be on
great
for this
episode.
Yeah. I was just honored to be there. But that's it for my news story revolving or involving Apex and the crisis of infinite fuck ups.
Daylight savings.
And
Charlie-
daylight savings.
Captain
Charlie, you want
America
to go?
saved
Or...
the day.
Yeah, I'm good to go. So my little news story this week is another tragedy. I feel like it comes to my part of the news story, and I'm like, this got delayed, this got cancelled, shit's hitting the fan. So sadly, this week, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga got pushed. It was I don't think it's ever actually had like a solid release date, which is probably for the best. But it was supposed to be spring 2021 for a while. And TT Games recently posted on their Twitter page, all of us at TT Games are working hard to make LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga the biggest and best ever LEGO game, but we're going to need more time to do it. We won't be able to make our intended spring release date, but we'll provide updated launch timing as soon as possible. So comes as a blow to me because it's another game on my fantasy critic that is delayed,
Is that for
possibly
3 for 3?
Yes.
That's
yes,
totally
it is.
gotta
It
be
is.
this year, though.
You know, there is one game that I don't know that released, but it didn't release with a very high score, and that of course was on my fantasy critic. But
I think 2 released because don't you have negative points currently?
No, it was
Yeah,
Harvest
he's got
Moon.
Elijah and
Harvest
Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
okay,
We don't
I
have
didn't
to
realize
talk
this was
about
the
it.
Reed Charlie episode. But going back to the Skywalker Saga, I mean, like, it's gonna be a huge game. Like, it's supposed to cover, obviously, like all 9 episodes of Skywalker Saga with over 300, playable characters, and it's supposed to have like a bunch of maps. Like, it's supposed to have like every planet, in the saga that you're able to not only like do the episodes in, but I think it's also like open world question mark kind of thing where you can just like go to the planets and like do stuff on the Lego levels. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
Interesting.
So
That
it's
would
going to
make
be
sense.
a massive game. It's
I'm so
just
excited.
going to like take a long time to get it, I reckon. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. I didn't play Lego Star Wars Force Awakens because like why would I buy a game that has 1 episode when like the ones before that have had 3 episodes in one game. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
The broke ass way.
and so exactly. So I've just been waiting for this, and I guess I'll just keep on waiting.
Yeah, we preach the
Well,
gospel
that's
of
TT
Lego
game.
video games all the time, so I can't wait.
And
Yes.
and they're usually there's we'll get to our sale here in a minute, but I feel like we have a few Lego games on sale.
There is.
Always.
Why do you think it's taking that long? I understand that you can be optimistic towards setting a goal and then even halfway into getting, because now it is spring 2021.
Right.
What upsets me about delays are when they get to the time that it was going
Yeah.
to come out and then they go,
Oops.
ooh, it's not.
Well, because you knew months ago that this wasn't going to be dropping like when
That's
you said it was.
my point exactly.
Yeah.
So like
Yes,
if
absolutely.
come holiday you had said this, I would have been like, oh cool, yeah, it's not going to be out in 3 months. You could shoot for then summer, or
Right.
you could continue your quarters or seasons.
Well, and push it back when it isn't so disastrous to do so. Because like right up until release pushing is what Cyberpunk kept doing.
Yeah.
Where they were like, hey, it's next week, but also we're lying. It's
Mark
going to
your
be
calendars,
yeah,
yeah.
mark your calendars for 3 months from now. And it's like you could have done that
Right.
3 months
3
ago,
months, yeah.
and I wouldn't have really
It
given
wouldn't
a shit.
have. It tasted so bad.
Last
I
of Us
guess.
Part 2 did their delay the best, I think, where they were like, it's going to come eventually, and then it turned out to be like, eventually was 3 weeks later. Everything's cool. We figured it out.
But that also involved
Yeah.
leaks. Was that pre or
Well,
post week?
I mean, that's a whole different thing, though. I mean,
The leaks were just story based. They didn't give a shit about that. They were
Sure.
like, whatever. No.
I know, but that like
Yeah.
if that to me, like as a developer, if my story gets leaked, then I want to go, oh shit, like push it out as soon as possible so that people experience
not with The
it
Last of Us,
the way
though.
that I know. Well,
You gotta have
and
that
that's
game
what
be
thank
perfect.
God that they didn't, but I just think that's interesting, especially because I feel like with a Lego game, I mean, you could up the resolution, you could change the backgrounds and stuff of some of those Lego games, but I feel like a majority of those, like for the prequels and then I guess the original trilogy, those already existed, if I'm not mistaken.
I guess, but
redoing
That's the thing.
everything.
I'm pretty sure the games, like the only things that they really had to do was do Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, and then that should have been. I mean, like obviously they've gone back and they've added things into the rest of the episodes, but
Of
like,
course, yeah.
really, when you think about it, like they had nearly the whole game done because
Well,
these
no,
games have
they're
been released for,
remaking.
like a
It's
decade.
a 100% remake. It's not even a remaster of the original Lego games. They're redoing
Right.
everything.
These are now different levels. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So like, are they adding voice acting like into the OGs too?
They're probably taking movie dialogue. But
I hope
Yeah.
not. I hope not.
I would settle for movie dialogue over top of that. Like part of the charm. Now we're gonna get all nostalgic, remembering the Lego games.
Yeah,
but,
when they were not.
I do that every day.
Yeah, but there was a silent, that silence humor. Like that was a whole brand of Lego comedy. Were those games, and then it wasn't until recent games where they started throwing in the voices, much like Tom and Jerry,
right.
with that new movie.
Oh, they
talk now?
speak. That's
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh my
Speaking of
god.
mistakes, Tom and Jerry speak
That's the hard
now,
pass.
and not to sound
That's
like
a
an
hard
old
pass
person.
for me.
There was
but
okay,
back
so
in
there
my
was
day,
there was
my
an
mice
old
don't
movie
speak.
where they talked, and I remember seeing that one as a kid, and that
Not
was a
my Tom
whole
and
big
Jerry.
thing. And then now I guess they speak. as
It was
well.
fine when they like randomly sang. I remember episodes where Tom would just like sing a song, but that was different. That was fine.
Yeah, dude. Tom was a crooner. Tom had swag. He could sing.
But Grayson, did you have news? Or
I do.
Charlie, are we done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Shame. So mine is a very small subsection of people that I will be talking to. If you own an Xbox,
I'm already out.
okay, and you
You've already lost
haven't already played GTA 5,
Okay, and I'm
Okay.
out double.
and you do not have Game Pass, you can now get GTA 5 on Game Pass. This GTA 5 is coming back now for the first time since leaving the store last year in May of 2020, which is also when they brought on Red Dead 2. But Red Dead 2 only lasted about 4 months on Game Pass. So Red Dead 2 was only available from May until September. So if this is following that same pattern and you haven't got your GTA 5, which would be the fourth opportunity to play it
God.
on even some of the newer ones, because the game came out for the 360.
Yep.
and then it was remade for the one, and then I believe and subsequent generations there, and then they tried to resell it again after that as like a remaster for those when these last consoles came out. There still
it was
no
the first game
next...
announced in the PS5 announcement last year.
Yep.
Remember that bullshit when
That
we
was
were all
funny.
like, "What the hell?"
And there still
horrible.
is no next gen update for the game. It would be running the Xbox One version of the game on your Xbox Series S or X, or if you still had your old Xbox, you could run it on Game Pass. But again, Game Pass is the deal of the century. So you can't get Red Dead 2 anymore, but you can get GTA 5, the game that won't die.
Red Dead 2 will be back after they stop trying to get online to work.
I think so. I think that's what they have to do, is just offer the story version.
Yeah.
And that would be a better download anyway. Hannah would just re-downloaded it. We can talk more in what we've been playing, but she's getting into Red Dead now, and I had to re-download it on the PlayStation, and boy, did that take a minute.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I never should have deleted it, but it's still 110, and we suspect that
I think 29 gigs of that is
30,
online.
Yeah, I think about 30 of that is the online content, which at this point is still bundled in that download because they're not separate games, like what GTA is doing. At least
They are now. I think that since you owned it before, it's
before.
not. Yeah. Whatever, Rockstar.
They wouldn't change that in an update. They wouldn't like remove that feature and then just offer it to me for free in the store.
Yeah, that would piss people off a lot.
I would rather have a game with 80 gigs on my PlayStation if I don't use other 30 of
They
it.
also don't want to give you the option of not playing
Exactly,
online.
that's the thing.
But online, they haven't fixed online. They haven't put any work into online.
But you
Online
don't
is
know that
ass.
if you haven't tried it.
Right.
True.
Because they advertise it all the time like they're adding stuff. They aren't, but
They are not.
they act like they are.
They
They're
are
like,
not.
now you can be a survivalist. I don't know what that means.
No, but no, go ahead and check out GTA 5 if you somehow haven't already. Oh, Separate Studios is saying, hey, what up, guys?
Yo,
What's up?
I play D&D with them. Everybody go follow them. They're great. I'm low-key advertising myself, but do it.
Yeah,
New York
Self-plug,
Post
self-plug.
certified.
you gotta put your plug where you put it.
Yeah. Last bit of news, unless we have anything else.
Yes, no,
Oh,
I do have
there's a
more
little bit.
news. I have a little bit of more news. It's giveaway time.
Hey.
Oh, hot damn.
Whoa.
Yeah, get ready for this, chat. What are we giving away? We are giving away $20 in digital currency
2-0.
on the platform of the winner's choice. That's PlayStation, that's Xbox, that's Nintendo, that's Steam, that's the Epic Game Store,
The Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis. We could just mail you $20 if you really wanted to.
Yeah,
If you just
I mean,
But
sure.
because we are a games focused podcast, we're gonna give it to you on your digital currency of choice. So how do you win? Josh currently right now is posting a
I'm gonna do
tweet
it.
Fingers
I'm gonna do it
flying.
live. Tweet.
on Twitter
It's there now.
at Broadcast Gamecast.
Whoa.
What you have to do: like it, retweet it, tag a friend, and follow us on that platform. That's all. That's 4 things. Do all of those things, and you will be entered to win our $20 giveaway. That giveaway is going to be lasting all month. We're going to be talking about more about that on some of our episodes coming out this month, and we will do the winner in May 1st.
May 1st.
After a randomly selected from everyone who's followed us and gained entry to this little giveaway. So we think that's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah. If you like $20, go ahead and do it.
All right. So once again, that's on our Twitter at Broadcast Gamecast. You have to like the tweet, retweet it, tag a friend, and follow us.
Got it.
That's so
and if
easy,
your friend
guys.
follows us,
Then it just
Then bonus
continues.
points.
Yeah.
and they too can enter the giveaway.
They can do it, and then their friend can do
and
it,
they will be
and
randomly
eventually,
submitted.
like, what is it? 6 degrees of separation from anybody?
Yeah,
And if we drew it out, it would look like a little like upside down triangle.
and that's the
little
broadcast triangle.
That's the
You
broadcast
can be
triangle.
part of the
That's
broadcast
exactly
triangle.
right.
Illuminati confirmed.
It's the antithesis of the Apex glove.
Oh.
Yeah. See, we're creating a whole universe. It's not, it all
Wow.
comes together.
Yeah.
Just like we are combining our sales and deals from last week due to a technical error. I mean, we intentionally did this the whole time.
Yeah, it was always our plan.
It was
to
our
talk
plan
about
to do
SoCast
this instead of
live with you guys.
weirdly technical glitch that
Corey, that's the part of the script that you're not supposed to read. You're not supposed to read our fuck
Oh. So here's the deal. There's a huge spring. What is it? What's the name of the sale? Spring sale.
It's just a spring sale.
Yeah,
It's
a
spring sale.
But it's like split in half.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get Sony, especially, will get clever with the things. Whether like if they put a bunch of anime games on sale, they'll call it the anime sale.
Oh wow,
it's very creative.
That's clever. That's nice. I love them. So we're gonna cover the spring sale. Let us know in the chat or what games you're interested in or might pull the plug on.
Kyle put the little Illuminati triangle.
He's on it. Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, like if you think any games are super worth it and you think we should shut it out a little bit extra, let us know. Or if you're like, no, I paid this much for that game, absolutely avoid that, and we'll pass that on to the Broke Ass Triangle family.
We'll let the people know. We'll be your mouthpiece. I've been looking for this opportunity. So
ooh, I'm getting lots of broadcast notifications.
Look at us go.
Ooh,
we're popping.
On the way to trending. All right, here's the deal. So for PlayStation, from March 25th to April 22nd, gamers on the PS4 and the PS5 will be able to claim 9 free games for their digital collection. That is Abzu. It's a water game. You're underwater. Enter the Gungeon. I don't know. Res Infinite, still don't know. Subnautica, it's a water game, you're under the water. And then The Witness, which I have played, and it's decent. Definitely worth free.
Okay.
Free
Love
works.
The Witness. Yeah.
I don't know why. I've played The Witness. Like, I don't know if I...
What's the feel?
I don't know what's
It's
lovable.
puzzly.
Okay, so here's the deal. It's literally a puzzler. You're just, like, walking around an open atmosphere type deal, and the more puzzles you do, it's a chain of events that like you'll follow a plug and like solve that puzzle and that will lead to another thing and you solve that puzzle and eventually it'll be like, oh look, a new area with a tree, and then no, look, another plug, and
sure.
like the puzzles are fun, but like I don't know, it's nothing that
you prefer it to Marquette.
Oh,
Maquette.
to Maquette? Yeah, it's definitely better than Maquette.
Okay. Dude, you hate Maquette. I thought Maquette was perfectly fine.
I don't hate it. I just think it's meh. And like, I don't know. It's just, it wasn't even worth my time to get through the first thing.
Check it out if you're into puzzle games.
If you're into puzzlers, show me how I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
For PlayStation VR gamers, you've got Astro Bot Rescue Mission, which we've heard is fantastic. Moss, which I think we've also heard is fantastic. Paper Beast and Thumper.
Moss is the mouse one.
Moss is the mouse.
Yeah. Mouse.
Is the mouse's name Moss? Who knows?
How does that work in VR? Are you like through the eyes of the mouse?
No, it's similar to Astrobot, where you're like a kind of floating head, and just like the world is in VR.
Cool.
It's very cool. Bronze Druid in chat says Subnautica is 10 out of 10. And Severed Studio said Abzu is fucking gorgeous. So there you go. That's two people really vouching for two free games. Try it out.
2 free underwater games at that. People like being underwater. I don't. I have no interest.
It's all of the enjoyment and the excitement of being underwater without the fear of drowning.
Or being eaten by
being
underwater things, which is a very real fear. That's a real thing to be afraid of. Fair. The PS Plus games for April. These are free starting on April 6th. For the PS5 users out there, That's today. Hey, welcome. For the PS5 users, you get Oddworld Soulstorm, which I think is a great deal. I think that's cool to get basically a game that just launched for free. That's pretty sick.
For free.
For the PS4, you get Days Gone, Zombie Army 4 Dead War. They are both zombie games. Days Gone is more of a survival type game, whereas Zombie Army 4 Dead War is more along the lines of, we talked about this last time. It's like on the episode that will never air.
Yeah.
Oops. It's like a Left 4 Dead style ripoff kind of thing.
Yes.
But here's my thing. Here's what I wanted, and you're gonna hear it. So I wanted, just based on the title, for this to be a zombie strategy game where you like commanded the zombies. You could like make grunt zombies and like send them to like attack the humans, and like you had to beat the people. Flip it around.
If that exists, chat, let us know, because I'm interested.
Let us know if that exists, because I will play it and also take credit for it. PS Now just added Marvel's Avengers, which is awesome.
Ooh.
Would love to play
What?
Marvel's Avengers
Yeah.
3.
Big move if you're Josh, and a terrible day if
Man,
you're Charlie.
it's so fun. JC just got the game. I see you playing that, JC. How do you like it? Let us know. We'll read it in a minute.
Yeah, let us know, because I don't think it's good, but let us know, JC. I want to know what you think.
Borderlands 3 is also on PS now, and so is The Long Dark. That sounds familiar, but not familiar enough for me to be excited. I don't know what it is. What is that?
The Long Dark could be referring to The Long Night, which was an event in Game of Thrones. That
For sure
happened.
what it
No,
is.
it's not. I promise that's not what it is.
It is a first-person survival video game. The player assumes the role of a crash-landed bush pilot, Will Mackenzie, who must survive the frigid Canadian wilderness after a geomagnetic regional storm disaster. And that is all the information you could possibly want about The Long Dark.
Magnetic.
You're in like I just googled pictures. You're in like a snowy area. You're fighting bears and wolves and
It's like that Fire Tower game, but maybe in a different.
more.
No, Fire Tower.
That's like
that
a
game
walking
was like
sim.
a walkout. Yeah, that's not a survival game.
Uh,
This is like
You're
like,
actually
don't
doing
starve.
stuff.
You're a
Yeah.
person and you're in a very dangerous situation.
you lost me at scary game.
I don't know if it would be like horror scary. I think it would be like I don't want to die sweaty. Like, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you play those games all the time.
Yeah, sometimes.
Severed Studios just said Corey just has PTSD from the water temple, which is half true. Because I definitely do. And I would ask you which water temple, because they all give me PTSD.
That's good.
Moving on to your deals. These are games that you do have to pay for, but not much if we can help it. So the spring sale part 1, this is through April 14th, and then after that point, another wave of sales will continue through the end of April. But these are the following games that are for sure on sale through the 14th. Starting off, we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla for $40. It's $20 down. That's a pretty good deal. I've paid full price for that game. I don't regret it, but I would love to spend $40 for it. That would be nice.
Same.
Yeah.
Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I called 2 weeks ago, is now on sale for $42, and there's a free PS5 upgrade. So hop on that. I might. I don't know. I think I have to get It Takes Two first.
Oh yeah.
later. Hitman 3 is $45. That game just came out, and it's already discounted $15. So if you want to pull the plug on that, you probably should. It's not going to be on sale again for at least 3 months.
Yeah, until they bundle all of the Hitman games
Right.
for $60.
Right. I think that's the next move. Probably in the summer sale, there'll be like the Hitman series for
Mhm.
$60.
That's exactly what I would love to do.
Last of Us Part 2 is $30. That's half off, and do it if you haven't. Ghost of Tsushima, $40. Fantastic price for that game. We'll talk about it later. 'Cause
This
I
is
just got
such a
back
good
into
sale.
It just slaps so hard,
Mhm.
and I don't know why. I don't know why this sale in particular slaps so hard. I'm not complaining, but like, what is it
course
about
not.
spring?
I think I don't
Tax
know. I
returns,
think-
dude.
Yeah.
Tax returns.
Well,
stimulus.
it's like Walmart conveniently then selling TVs for like
Yeah.
right after all the $600 checks came out.
There's
you
like
walk through
$5.99
Walmart, yeah, they're like,
TVs.
hey, check out these $5.98 TVs. And
Yeah.
You're like, I know.
Speaking of seeing things, Immortals Phoenix Rising is $30, and don't do it because it's going to go lower. I promise.
It'll be $19 before you know it.
It will be. It will be $20.
That's when I will finally jump on that.
Yeah,
That's
25
when I will
is
finally jump
25
on
is
it.
my price for it.
I'd settle for 25, but if I really want to win, I feel like I could get it for 19.
Godfall is $40. That's a game that is just a game. Does it do anything special? No. Is it unique in any way? Kind of, sort of, not really. But yeah, it's a game. If you want to spend $40 on a game, go ahead and buy Godfall for $40. Dreams is $13. That's a great price for Dreams.
Right.
I think that's nice.
I still want to make the broke ass fighter game one day. I'll never do it, but that's still my dream.
Yeah,
is to
we'll
make
keep
that
talking about it.
streams.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll
I feel
pop
like it
off
can
and
happen.
somebody will do it for us.
Yeah, like a fan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it'll be a fan-made game. I'd be down for that.
Let's check in with chat real quick. JC on Avengers says, I am enjoying it so far, but hit the Iron Man flight mission and nearly
Rough,
threw my
man.
controller through my TV. I will get back to it soon now, though, that I'm done coping with turning 30. Yeah, happy belated
30.
to
Happy belated,
our friend
JC. Good for you.
He's
30.
reached
I'm 30.
smokal age. Who's just forever 30 to
Yeah,
me.
no,
Smoko's at least
Smoko will
like
never
33
be
now.
past 30. No. He's 30 forever.
He does mention that I did warn him that the Iron Man flight controls were subpar, and I stand by that. Anthem still is the best Iron Man game that exists, which is too bad because we all know what happened to Anthem.
Yeah, I remember flying around and that first time and being like, "Oh, cool, I'm Iron Man." I wish this was different.
Yeah, I wish I wasn't.
Yeah. I was like,
I
can
wish
I
I
go
was
back to being
someone
Thor?
else.
Because that was cooler. And then Severed Studio says, breaking news: The Last of Us 2 finally dropped low enough for Jason Ross to buy it.
Friend of the pod. Jason Ross.
Friend of the pod, Jason Ross. Yeah, he works with Corey and I. If you don't know who Jason Ross is, he works with Corey and Josh and I at the Playhouse, and finally bought Last of Us 2 after bothering us pretty much like for 6 months and being like, when does this come on sale? And we'd be like, it's on sale.
It's all the time
right now.
Yeah.
You could buy it right now. And he'd be like, I just don't know. I'm waiting for it to get on sale. And we'd be like, okay. And lo and behold, here it is for $30, and that was low enough for him to get it. So if it's low enough for Jason to buy,
it's low enough for you.
Exactly.
And you need to do it. You need to buy it at whatever price it is, but right now it's $30, and that's just a favor for you.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, I don't know how to transition into this.
Oh, you
Twin
can do
Mirror is $20. And if you want to play a game about two mirrors, $20.
What happens when you put one
just
mirror in
low
front of
price.
another mirror?
Who's to say?
I don't know
But
if
play the
that's-
game and find out.
Right.
I don't want to spoil it for you. Borderlands 3 is $20. That's a great price. Great price for that game. Because it just came out, as we discussed last time, in 2019. So it's a 2-year-old game. Pretty fantastic. Jackbox Party Pack 7 is $20. Any Jackbox game is worth pulling the plug on anytime it goes on sale.
those are
Just
worth
because-
$25 at least. So if you can get them for anything less than that, buy them then and there and collect them all, and you will be the host quite literally with the most. I've never turned down a Jackbox game.
No.
When people have come
I wanna
either
play
like
them
when
all
people
the
have come
time.
over.
It would have to be
And
a
I've-
horrible circumstance for me to turn down a Jackbox game.
I
would have to be on fire.
I mean, crowd depending, because I could also turn that like if I walk into a room of some of the driest people I know. and
Yeah,
they're like,
if
"You
the
wanna
wrong
play
people are in the
Jackbox?" I'm like,
room.
Yeah,
man, I'm not playing.
We
with
talked
you.
about that
Like
on
playing
the-
with your parents.
Yeah.
Don't
You
play
just
the
like have
game
to
with
make a
parents.
fart joke. That's all you
Or
can
I
do.
don't know, play like the trivia ones with your parents.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can do that. You can get through, but don't play like Quiplash.
It's very dependent on sense of humor.
Right.
So
And whether or not you have one.
find like-minded friends.
Sometimes that doesn't happen.
Right.
Doom Eternal, $24. Fantastic game. Yeah, I would love to pull the price on that. I paid full price, and I don't regret it. It's just really short.
Yeah.
Doom Eternal?
Yeah, Doom Eternal was just really short for $60 for me. I like beat the game in a day, and I was like, there went my $60 because I'm not gonna replay it like immediately.
Right. Yeah.
I'll probably replay it somewhere down the line, but $24.
24 is just enough.
Yeah, $24, 24 hours. I think that works out,
It's not bad.
give or take. It's
Sure.
it's not a 24.
Sure.
Ty the Tasmanian Tiger HD. $20.
How long ago did this game come out?
It was in the 2000s.
You
and
can't
it
charge
is-
$20
Yeah,
for
you
that
He
game.
has 2 boomerangs, Grayson.
He has 2 boomerangs. That's $10 per boomerang, and that's well worth it.
All right.
That is well worth it.
I'll subscribe to the $10 per
We
boomerang.
need to do. Here's what we do. We have
Charlie, how
do a
much were your
playthrough,
boomerangs?
A let's play. Yeah.
Much more than $10 each, so I can say that this is a certified steal, without a doubt.
Well,
Thank you.
Charlie's a genuine Australian, so like
Right.
their boomerangs that they pass down generationally are probably much more.
His ancestral boomerang.
Yeah, the ancestral boomerang of his clan.
They call that an ancestrang.
Yeah.
We need to have Charlie do a let's play of Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Oh my
HD.
god, I would die.
All right,
And
it's
rate the
coming. It's
authenticity.
coming.
Because all of that could be real. Who knows? Weeb Sale Lightning Round coming at you real hot. This is for you weebs. Attack on Titan 2 is $36. Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions, $30 with a free demo available. Fairy Tail is $42. We discussed this game. It is not the game that you think it is. It's like a turn-based RPG kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's kind
Not
of
the
a
anime
fighter.
fighter that you think.
Yeah.
no. It's the one on this list besides Persona 5 that is not a fighter. Persona 5 Royal Deluxe Edition, speaking of the other one that isn't a fighter, is $32, and that's Royal.
That's a movie.
That's fully 100 and.
The deluxe edition
I made a mistake.
of Royal.
I shouldn't have said anything.
No.
Also
dude,
worth
you got me
noting
started.
that the normal edition of Royal is still full price. The deluxe edition is the only one that's on sale. They'll try to trick you, but don't get got by the PlayStation Store.
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, as the chat has just told us that we need to talk about, is $24.
Yeah,
Oh, we're gonna talk about Kakarot in a bit. I promise you guys.
Yeah.
I've been back on that, so we'll get
Kakarot.
there.
Back on that Kaka.
I was just discussing. We were discussing it with Kyle the other day. I didn't know it like spanned the whole thing. For some reason, I just thought it was like it was maybe the Frieza saga, and that was a story that I had seen and lived a million times over. And I was like, I don't want to fight Frieza again, just that. But apparently, it goes all the way to Majin Buu, so we can get.
And further, there's some
that
DLC.
Sounds so made up.
Oh,
Majin
cool.
Buu, that sounds like a made up place. Like, you know how places just sound made up?
You're
You've
talking,
only been watching
you're talking about
for a little bit.
anime.
Yeah. Let's go to Majin Buu.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Strikers is $9.
I think
I don't know.
I prefer the Ninja Storm games because that like takes you through the event of like the show. But Shinobi Strikers is pretty fun, and you get to create your own like ninja. You get to be, you as a ninja. So
Sure.
I don't know who on Severed Studios is out there, but if it's Blake, I know that
It's
he
probably
appreciated
Ron.
That one.
I know Blake
Yeah.
just got a Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, so he could make his D&D character in that game.
I knew that was something that he would want to do. I absolutely knew that.
Good for him. That's the end of our Weeb sale. So hopefully you Weebs are sated. The Mafia Trilogy Remastered is $40. And that's all three remastered. So pretty decent. Worth thinking about. All right, this next one, here's the deal. This is Mortal Kombat 11, the base game. It's $15. Is it worth it? It depends on your situation. It depends on if there is somebody else that you play with that is willing to dive in at the exact same time as you.
I'm glad we have Charlie at this conversation now, because we didn't in the last episode, and now he's here.
We didn't. And now it's... So don't practice before your friend buys this game. And then get him to buy the game and kick his ass a lot of times. The thing is about that, they won't want to play the game anymore. And then you're going to go online and you're going to want to play people online and they're going to fuck you up. And so you're going to be in that weird middle ground where like you're better than your friends and so they don't want to play with you in the room, but then you're not as good as the 8-year-olds online that shit talk you the whole time that they're kicking your ass.
Oh, man.
So you really got to toe the line there. So find a friend, coordinate it, and practice together, and you'll have a great time. For $15, you can't go wrong.
Just before we move past Mortal Kombat, I'm going to see that there is an advanced screening of it next week, and I'm going to see it with my brother, and I am so excited to report back how bad it is.
Yeah, we're for sure
gonna
do we'll get together and do a Mortal Kombat review cast.
Yes, absolutely. You guys let me know when you're ready, and I'll jump in.
Again, I'm down, but only if we also watch the one from the 80s starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No. It's so bad. It's not even...
It's so good, though. I must have watched that movie 50 times as a kid. Like, realistically.
That's a lot.
I know.
Damn.
And that's the number I picked on purpose. Like, I didn't want it to be an exaggeration, but I watched the fuck out of that movie. The VHS was worn out. It was that movie and then A Knight's Tale. I would just...
A Knight's Tale
is fantastic.
But I had that one on DVD, so I didn't ruin that.
I think I do too. I think everybody does. Yeah. Somewhere in their house, like all
Yeah.
houses. It's like Knight's Tale on DVD.
That red DVD box.
Like all of my friends had it. Everybody had A Knight's Tale on DVD.
It's a good movie. It's the best movie.
It comes default. No Man's Sky is $30. For sure, man. Pull the plug. If you haven't played No Man's Sky yet, go ahead.
Ross is agreeing with me on the original Mortal Kombat movie. Billy Madison Smith's Valhalla, Sonya Blade. Yes. I think we need to get back into that too because it's very funny.
But No Man's Sky does have, I mean, it has so much content. It's constantly being added to. I think they now have the PS5 upgrade for that game. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if that pertains to you. But if it does and you're interested, it's $30.
I gave up on No Man's Sky. Someone, if chat wanted to convince me to like redo it, I understand that they're adding a whole bunch of new stuff.
It's.
I don't have time to live in that world. Is my thing.
Neither do I. That's the thing. Is like now it is exactly what we wanted it to be, but I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
By
I work,
content. Like I can only do so many things.
Overwatch is $20, and I'll say it again. I'll say it much more briefly than I did last time. Here's the deal: Overwatch is perpetuated by people who are really good at Overwatch, and so if you're willing to pay for Overwatch and dive in and get your ass kicked for like a month before you start winning reliably, that's on you. But there's also free-to-play games like, I don't know, Apex Legends or any of the others, Fortnite, whatever, that are out there and free. So I would recommend those over this.
Was there talk of an Overwatch 2 at some point?
There is one. Overwatch
It's coming,
2
yeah.
Oh, it's coming? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because that was to me, that was what sort of set it apart in terms of not only its, game, mechanic differences between some of the other battle royales and stuff, but it felt more like, oh, this is a franchise, like they're going to continue this. Whereas like Apex, stuff was just happening in the game, and you're like, it's Apex, that is the game.
Right. There's no Apex 2. There's no such thing.
Right. This is like Overwatch now and Overwatch 2. And as soon as that started happening, I guess that left my ears in terms of news.
Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is $20, and you are insane if you pass that up, or you just don't feel like jumping on Crash Bandicoot because it is the same game that you remember. It is equally just as frustrating, and $20 is a great nostalgia trip price, I think. But that's what it is. Because there's the new one. There's Crash 4. It's About Time, which is that on sale? It's not on sale.
Not on sale, but it did just come out.
Right. Yeah. So it's dropped. So you can get the quadrilogy.
Quadrilogy.
Quad
saga. I think at that point, after trilogy, they just start calling it other things, so that they don't have to deal.
So
with
they don't have to figure out what we just had to figure out. Spyro Reignited Trilogy is $20, and that is a great price for the Spyro trilogy because that is. Just looks so good. It is a remake, and it's going to make you feel like you're playing the game again because it looks like how you remember it, even though how you remember it looked like ass.
I'd rather spend $20 on Spyro than Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I was a Spyro kid.
I spent 3 times that on the Spyro trilogy, and it was worth it.
Oh yeah,
worth it.
Figure it out, chat. Which is better, Spyro or Crash? Do you think? I'm curious.
We'll check back in soon.
Outer Worlds is $24. That's awesome. I would rather pay $24 than I think I got it on sale. I think I got it for like $20 for that price.
I just watched other people play it.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool.
Yeah,
it's almost Fallout. But I think I had just beat Fallout 4 maybe, and people were getting into it, and I was like, not another one.
Spyro is just fucking obliterating.
Yeah, they are. Even Ross says he was a Bandicoot kid, but Spyro's the better game.
Damn.
Yes, man.
That little purple dragon is just such a better mascot than a weird Bandicoot creature.
Yeah, Crash loses the cuteness factor.
Who just like wants to steal your mangoes and fuck your women.
Jump on your boxes. Fuck, dude.
Resident Evil 2 is $16, and as Josh puts it, it's the good one.
Oh, it's so good.
And like we said last episode, that's on the box if you buy Resident Evil 2 on the top of the box.
I snuck into every GameStop in the town that you live in and put little stickers all over all of the boxes. So.
In a COVID-safe way, of course.
Yeah, I wore a mask.
He sanitized as he went.
He's vaccinated.
I broke and entered. I'll say it.
Yeah. And then he put another one on Resident Evil 3 and said, why?
Yeah. It's a bigger sticker, too.
It's a bigger sticker, too. But for a very small font. It's like a huge sticker, and then just Y is like 12 out of,
It takes up the whole
thing.
Save you the trouble of...
Last of Us Remastered is $10, and here's the deal with that. You can get The Last of Us 1 and 2 for $40 total right now. That's pretty sick.
If you haven't played that story, for $40 playing both of the chapters of that saga, that to me, that's like a movie. That's a good book. That's like the things that both of those games will make you feel will be like all of your media that you ingest and that makes you feel things. The Last of Us will do that for you.
That's
Absolutely.
even a good
And you
one.
can-
Like, if you've got a partner that's not a gamer person, put that on the TV and be like, "Hey, watch me play this because you're gonna love the story."
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool. They've got those jump moments, at the story, the tender moments of the story, the heartbreaking.
And playing
moments
Last of Us
story.
2 directly after Last of Us.
Right.
Would be such an experience. Too.
Which it would be something I would be interested in.
Yeah.
Just like a back-to-back playthrough. Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
And whether you like it or not, the show is coming out soon. So getting invested in the franchise where it began and getting in, I'm a big proponent of reading the book if you were a big fan of the movie or whatever, and even being able to acknowledge the differences between two takes on a media's interpretation of a story, I think is a good way to engage in conversation and to diversify, your taste in stuff. I'm excited for the TV show, but I do. You should, if you haven't seen it, give credit where it's due and check out the video game first.
For sure.
So for steals, we got Lego Marvel Collection for $12. How many games would we say that was? 2? 3?
It's 3. It's Lego Marvel
It's
Superheroes 1 and 2 and Lego Marvel's Avengers. And they're all extremely good. I think I platinumed all of them, I think. That's a lot of time playing a Lego game.
Resident Evil 7 is $10. Great price, especially since the sequel's coming out this year. Question mark? This year?
Yeah, next month.
Village?
In a month.
Village is coming
in
out,
like
yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah, there it is. So prep for the next with the old one. That's $10 now. Hitman 2, speaking of the old one, that's $12. So Hitman 3 is on sale for not a lot. Hitman 2 is on sale for a lot. And $12 is definitely worth it for that game. I had a great time with it. Uncharted 4 is $10. You haven't played Uncharted 4. Look, just quickly play the game. All right? That's all we're going to say about it.
Get
That's all
that
we're
game.
gonna say.
But here's this. Uncharted
Not all we're
4 is $10, but the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is $20. You can play that first level of if Crash nostalgia is what you're after, get Uncharted 4, play that first level of
Spoilers,
Crash
though.
Bandicoot.
What if people didn't know you get to play Crash
So
Bandicoot?
who
in
just
Uncharted?
wants to play that first running level of Crash Bandicoot where you're being chased by
You're
the boulder?
speaking
That's
to
the
no one.
worst
That's-
level of Crash Bandicoot.
But for nostalgia purposes, that is where it, like, if you're only getting it for nostalgia, as we discussed earlier, like $20, no, not a broad price for nostalgia. But if you just want the Crash nostalgia, just get Uncharted 4.
You just want to get angry. Yeah.
But then you only have to play it for that much. You get the beauty of a momentary relapse of nostalgia, and then you get distracted by a whole other better game.
Sure.
So just play that instead.
Speaking of better games, Witcher 3 Game of the Year edition is $10.
Good
Please,
segue.
if anyone knows anything and hasn't played this game, just play it. Just play it for me. If anyone knows me directly or doesn't know me directly, hi, I'm Corey. Play The Witcher 3. For me. It's so good.
When
You're
does
gonna have a
that
great
next gen upgrade come out?
time. Literally this summer.
Okay.
So you're gonna pay $10, get all of the DLC, the OG game. That's 100+ hours of content.
You don't have to touch it until summer, but
Nope.
you get it now for $10.
Right, and then it'll upgrade
Actually-
to the PS5 version later this year.
Corey, should I get this because you have it on? Oh, I'm getting a phone call. How professional. Because you have this on disc, don't you? Yeah, Witcher 3 on disc, don't you? You don't have it
I
on.
do have it on disc. I don't have it on digital. So
Okay,
you're
so
gonna
if
need
I want to play this, then I'm gonna have to actually fork out the $10 and buy it. Even though
but
I've played this game, but I want to play the
good, and
I want to play the PS5 upgrade is what I want to do.
I haven't touched the DLC at all,
ever.
ever.
Yeah, it's really good. I would argue Blood and Wine is better than the base game.
Really?
Yes,
That's what I've heard.
it's amazing.
Okay.
You get to go to like Witcher 3 versions of Italy.
That's
And,
pretty
like,
cool. So I
that's
had
pretty cool.
I played it for the Xbox One, beat it. years ago.
Yeah.
Recently, and by recently I mean sometime last year, got it for the Switch because I thought that would be fun.
That's where they got you.
I almost now want to buy it again just for $10, maybe on like the PS5. I think I might do that and save it for the summer as a nice little like summer treat for myself. I'm gonna look back in 3 months and go, oh, this is in my library.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, because especially when it upgrades to the PS5 version, it's just gonna look so good and
Geralt's hair is gonna be like
very wavy, very seductive. Bioshock collection is $10. That's 3 games for $10 that are amazing. Well, 2 games that are amazing and 1 game that Josh thinks is okay.
Guys, the hate for Bioshock 2 is unwarranted. You get to be a big daddy, and that's cool. Anyway, you can continue.
For a full game. It's cool for a level or 2.
Yeah.
Injustice 2 is $5. It's $5. Buy it. Just buy it. Play with your friends. Again, same deal as Mortal Kombat. Play with your friends at the same time.
Charlie and I bonded over Injustice 2 the first night he was here in town. Corey brought him over and was just like, do you like video games or what? And we played Injustice 2 for a long time.
No, literally. I walked out, he was on the couch, and I was like, you want to go play some video games with a bunch of dudes? And he was like, yeah. I was like, hi, I'm Corey.
Let's start a podcast.
Let's start a podcast
very soon. And that does it for PlayStation sales and deals. If anything stood out at you, if anything is...
that was a lot of PlayStation content.
And it took us a long time to go through it. A lot of that stuff will be on sale in other platforms, and we won't talk about it in as much detail. So these next ones will go quicker. We're not going to be here for 3 hours talking about sales.
Yeah, I scrolled through the sales that we have to talk about, and I'm like, holy shit! There's a lot of sales right now.
We really...
Kyle is a big fan of Bioshock too, and he says it's the best Bioshock.
Yes, thank you. Maybe I'm not wrong. Maybe I'm just... I thought I was maybe remembering it wrong, but I think Kyle and I are on the same wavelength.
With Infinite on the table,
Infinite is the worst
Bioshock
of the 3. Infinite is not a Bioshock game. We'll talk about it. We'll
it has Bioshock in the title, Joshua.
No, it is not a Bioshock game. It's not a Bioshock game until the end. And then it gets good. It's also 2 hours long.
Hard disagree.
I don't think that's what this podcast is about. And I wanna keep going. We're gonna beef later.
Yeah.
Fuck the plan. Let's fight about
Bioshock. Yeah, it's the live episode. I'm going to defend it. Okay.
All right. So here's the deal with Bioshock. Here's the deal.
Oh God.
Ken Levine, the creator of Bioshock, worked on Bioshock 1.
Mm-hmm.
Did he work on Bioshock 2?
He did not.
He did not.
That doesn't mean shit.
No, it does, though, because he created the franchise. And then he came back for Bioshock Infinite and said that was his favorite. The creator of the franchise said that Bioshock Infinite
I don't care what the creator said.
Opus, right?
So is it not Bioshock to you because it's not set?
No, it is a great game. I'm with Spazzy P says Bioshock 3 Infinite is a good game and the worst Bioshock game. That is
I just don't
a
even
fact.
understand the reasoning. I don't understand the reasoning. What are you saying that it's not a Bioshock game?
Because it's different. To me, Bioshock is being in what's it called? What's the place called? The underwater world place.
Okay.
Rapture.
First of all, JC bringing up George Lucas is so fucking unfair.
You just said George Lucas also made the prequels. What's your point?
I'm just gonna say the chat is on my side for this one.
They really did come to your defense, and I don't agree with any of that.
It's totally different, but it's not like I don't know that that's a bad thing. I think it takes the formula of one, completely flips it on its head. And
it's not what you think of. When I say Bioshock, though, do you think of the Sky City or do you think of Rapture?
I think of both.
No. You think of the big daddies in Rapture.
That's not true. You can't tell me what I think.
Here's the other thing. I played Infinite first.
Oh, what?
Oh. I did.
How did that go for you?
And then I went back and played Bioshock. I liked them both, but I liked Infinite better. Infinite was my exposure to Bioshock, and that's what I was like, oh, fuck, this is what a Bioshock game is? Dope. And then I went back and played
well, then in that case, I get it, but it's Bioshock fan fiction. Hell yes.
No, it's the same.
It is just.
It's a different.
I could do a video essay on how wrong this is.
But Bioshock to
special episode coming at you soon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this. You know what? I'll allow a table of the discussion if we want to bring it up for a topic at a later date.
I like it.
But you have to promise me that we'll get back to it, and I
Thank you,
I feel like this is a thing
that were created to be paradises, but they crumbled. That's what Bioshock is.
Yeah, it's two sides of the
There is a
coin.
lighthouse. There is a city. There's a what do they say?
Yeah, there's always a lighthouse.
There's
But
always
we
a
don't have to get
lighthouse.
into
There's always a
spoilers.
something. There's always
and that's great if they didn't do if it was just Bioshock and just Bioshock Infinite, and it was like, wow, here's the water one, and wow, here's the sky one.
And that's
cool.
what it should have been.
No,
Somebody
because
else
then you
said,
wouldn't get
"Wouldn't it be
two,
cool
which
if we were
is
in
the
a Big Daddy
superior
suit?"
Bioshock game.
That's not
true. That's not true. If Infinite is not Bioshock and Bioshock 2 is somehow Bioshock, I don't understand that. I don't understand that mentality at all.
I did not follow what you just said. What's on sale for Nintendo?
All
right. So for Nintendo sales, I'll let Corey read a whole bunch of Sony stuff. You can sip your PlayStation and wet your whistle, or wet your Powerade. I call it PlayStation.
Go start writing your thesis about Bioshock Infinite while we talk about Nintendo.
Don't even fucking.
So for Nintendo, Bethesda has a sale going on through April 15th. Some of those notables are Doom for $30, Doom Eternal also for $30, Skyrim, again the fucking fifth time that you could pick that game up, $30. Good price for it though.
Yeah, I mean
it's a fair price
for a 10-year-old game. Yeah, I'd rather not play $30 for that, but
okay. So then explain why Ty the Tasmanian Tiger is $20.
Don't eat no.
The two boomerangs, you guys.
And how many boomerangs can you turn? How many?
That's true. There's a zero. There's a
zero sum amount of boomerangs in Skyrim.
Amount. That's a zero amount. That's a goose egg. And Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, also for $30. So again, Nintendo, as much as they want to say that they're giving you sale, they're just doing half off. They don't care anything else.
Half off of games that are cheaper other places.
Exactly.
But if Switch is your only means to play these games,
go ahead and check them out. And they are pretty fun. I do forget that the Switch does have like TV.
Don't piss me off about Bioshock so much.
I get that the Switch has a TV port abilities, but for the most part, it's hard for me to break out of that handheld mindset for the Switch. So anytime that I pick up a game for the Switch, knowing full well that I could put it on a bigger screen, like Skyrim to me deserves a bigger screen. Wolfenstein 2, could be in some of the more shootery ones. That's easier to do on the Switch, but like those bigger ones now, like with Persona Strikers that I just picked up, I want to put that on a big screen, and I know that I can do that, but the Switch just doesn't feel right for that. But Warner Brothers has games on sale through April 14th. Those being Lego DC Supervillains for $12, Lego Harry Potter Collection for $13, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 for $8, Lego The Incredibles for $15, and not a Lego game, Mortal Kombat 11 for $15. Could you imagine though if they just like Lego'd Mortal Kombat 11
I'd play it,
released it? I would play that one for $15. Yeah, but just to compare that then to the Lego collections up here, the Harry Potter collection, you get 8 of those games for that price.
There's nothing like that Harry Potter collection.
The Harry Potter, that's obviously the steal for me, and the takeaway there is you should get the Lego Harry Potter collection for $13. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 for $8, also a good one. And then DC Supervillains for $12. Bottom line, the Lego games are fun, and if you can get them for below $15, I think that you should pick them up. And then finally, the Activision Blizzard sale happening through April 11th. We had the Diablo 3 Eternal Collection for $30, Overwatch for $20, Spyro Reignited Trilogy for $20, Crash Bandicoot's Insane Trilogy $20, and Crash Team Racing $20. Steals on that one,
big old nil.
Maybe Diablo 3 The Eternal Collection for $30.
If you can't get it
Yeah.
Like if Switch is your only console, then sure.
But that one could be fun for a local co-op. I'm sure like most people, and not most people, but a lot of people have Switch. And if you were in a collective where, especially now after Animal Crossing, but if you were in a collective where you did that and you had a group of 4 people, yeah, Diablo 3 would be a good one to go.
Cool.
So that's it for the Nintendo. Again, pretty stingy with those sales.
Always.
Charlie, do you want Xbox or PC?
Dude, I'll do Xbox. I love Xbox.
No, you do.
We have we have some new free games with gold. April 1st through the 30th is Vikings Wolves of Midgard, and April 1st to the 15th is Dark Void. Game Pass, we have Outriders, Octopath Traveler, and MLB The Show 21 is coming on the release date to Game Pass, which is April 16th, so like a week and a half from now.
Talk about how whack that is, that a Sony title is coming to Game Pass day one.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
They just came
Unless
out.
They paid for that.
They just came out today and said that it was the MLB that pulled the strings to make it happen. So like, I think MLB is technically the publisher of the game for Xbox, which has got to be some sort of crazy logistics. I can't imagine how that happened.
That has to be its own division of the MLB, I bet.
Yeah.
MLB Media. I mean, because like
It would be, I guess, then a subdivision of media.
there are other games that are licensed by the MLB besides just the show. There's like the oh god, now
Xbox it's out of the park baseball or something is what Xbox.
Yeah, you're
has
thinking of
always
backyard
had.
baseball.
Well, there's backyard baseball.
Oh,
yeah,
bring
but
back
that
backyard
hasn't gotten a
baseball.
that hasn't gotten a new.
I'd play that on the Switch. I'd pay $60 for that on the Switch.
Oh yeah.
See, that's how Switch gets you though. Is we always are like, why don't they give us deals? And then we're like, I'd pay $100.
Yeah, again, because the price of nostalgia is sometimes just that high.
Yes. Absolutely. Speaking of the price of nostalgia, in deals, I'm going to jump down to Disney classic games Aladdin and Lion King for $10. If you want to get those games and beat your head against a brick wall while you play them, please do. They're a lot of fun to do that. There's a lot of nostalgia in there, not a lot of good game. Have you guys played these classic games since they've been redone?
I haven't played
Not
the
since they've been
remakes.
Well, because they're separate.
It's so hard.
I had Aladdin on Sega Genesis, but apparently Aladdin had two different.
Yeah, they're
games.
different.
Like,
One has a
they're
sword.
different. Yeah, like the Aladdin on Sega Genesis is not the Aladdin on like Super Nintendo or whatever else.
Oh, I played the one with the sword.
Yeah,
Was
so did I.
Yeah,
That
so
was
that was
Sega,
the Genesis.
yeah.
That was the Genesis. That was the Genesis version.
Interesting.
This one does not have that, and it's fucking harder.
Well, then, no.
Yeah.
Why would I play that?
I'm in a hardcore pass on that.
Well, they're all on there. Is the thing you could? It's got
Well,
like
they're
all
on-
of the
oh, they're
different
both on there.
versions of all of the games on that little collection, which is neat.
That's interesting.
My
Crazy.
friend Molly just texted me and she said watching the live stream and literally cannot play Switch as a handheld. So that's my hot take. So somebody else,
Huh.
somebody on the opposite opinion.
Wow.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Switch is.
Is that the only?
always
Is that the
on the
only console that she has? That they have?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So the deals that we have for Xbox, I mean, a lot of them are the same. I'm going to talk about one of them that is different, but I'll just go through them really quick. Obviously, you can get Assassin's Creed Valhalla for $40, Yakuza Like a Dragon for $42, Watch Dogs Legion for $30, Marvel's Avengers for $30, Diablo 3 Eternal Collection for $20, Hitman 3 for $45, Hitman 2 for $12, Overcooked All You Can Eat for $27. We like Overcooked. We love Overcooked here.
So all you can eat is great. That's a great deal. That's everything. That's 1 and 2 in the DLC.
We love.
That's pretty cool.
Samurai Jack Battle Through Time, $24. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, $20. This one is the one that I'm interested in, Spyro. So we were just talking about this, and it was $20 on the other two consoles, and on Xbox it's only $16.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Xbox wins again. Xbox is really like doing that thing.
From the broadcast perspective, it definitely.
From the
wins.
I mean, they won the Game Pass.
I mean, we're also the
that's
people that are saying that like $30 and $25 between for Immortals Phoenix Rising is like the deal breaker, you know. So that $4
No, but like what I'm saying is,
can make.
I can get a biggie bag from Wendy's. I can get a biggie bag from Wendy's from what I've saved
exactly
by getting Spyro on Xbox instead of PlayStation. So it's a double win. That's what I'm saying.
You're right.
You know,
You get that 4 for 4. You bring that home with your new game.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
That's your afternoon.
absolutely.
That's good. That's a $20 afternoon. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Jackbox Party Pack 7, $20. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, $20. Great price for that game. Great game. Borderlands 3, $20. The Last Campfire, 10. Little Nightmares for 8. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is $24. Dragon Ball Fighter Z is $9. And then the Aladdin and Lion King games. it's taking me everything in my vocabulary to not say Dragon Ball Z. Is that? Do you guys say Z or Z? You guys say Z, right?
Yeah.
Right, that's
Dragon Ball Z.
That's a full-on European thing.
Is that something to do with like the dub over there?
What?
What is?
No,
what do you mean?
That's just how they say Z.
Yeah, Z.
That's how we say Z. That's how I learned my ABCs. Is to be X, Y, Z, and so Dragon Ball Z.
So you go A through Z.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Well, I mean, I don't.
That.
I don't anymore. I can't. I mean, like because like I spend so much time with you motherfuckers. I've changed my vocabulary to say Z. But
That's all you need to say. You added 2 extra letters to that one.
Speaking
JC
of,
says,
according to JC, Z is the real pronunciation of Z.
I believe that Americans.
well, I mean that makes sense because English came before the Americans. I'll repeat, English came before the Americans.
Yeah.
Oh, you're 100% right.
While we're talking about Dragon Ball Fighter Z though, we were popping off about Kakarot in the chat earlier. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z. If you've played Kakarot and like you're obviously a Dragon Ball fan, if you haven't played Fighter Z/Z, $9 or I mean any price really, like it's never full price anymore. I'm sure it's on sale all the time for anywhere. Put it on your list. But like it's a great fighting game. It is like your classic anime fighting game, but this is the best one that there is. Like I'd put this up against like Mortal Kombat and Injustice as far as like my favorite like 2D fighting games. It's very good.
I mean, in the awards discussions, it's always put up against those two. Like most anime fighters get snubbed, but Dragon Ball Fighters is always up there with like the Nether Realms.
There's tons of DLC fighters for it now too. Like they've got a full ass roster.
And I mean, anime as an art form has existed, for a long, long time. But for as long as I can remember, the anime fighting games were always Dragon Ball Z. Like that's they've only ever. There was Budokai Tenkaichi, and then they went like one. And I always felt like such the asshole when I would go up to the the GameStop counter and be like, "Can I have Budokai Tenkaichi 3?" And they're like, "Yeah, here you go, kid."
All right, you weird.
Yeah, here you go, you weeb.
Freak.
But I mean, those. It was always when I thought of fighting games, I just assumed they were DBZ games. Like I didn't play any other fighting games; they were exclusively Dragon Ball filtered.
Yeah,
I guess.
Sure.
That's crazy that they're still making Dragon Ball Z game.
Yeah. Speaking of fighters, though.
Speaking of fighters, though,
the transition.
Listen to this.
We got that sweet
Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. We're in Steel now. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate and Injustice 2 Legacy Edition bundle for $40 for the both of them, and that is all characters unlocked. Am I right?
That is right. That's right. Dude. Yeah, that's everybody on both. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate and Injustice 2 Legacy Edition bundle. That's all the DLC characters, everything.
I mean,
that's great. That's the best
deal.
Sort
of like that's worth it. 100% worth it.
What would be interesting though, like, do you think it's a good idea to get them both? I mean, it's a great idea to get them both, but like going back and forth between them, would you recommend like mastering one and then the other, or would you want to be like, hey, let's play Mortal Kombat until we want to be like, no, I want to be Batman fighting the Flash right now. Let's jump to Injustice 2 instead.
No, I don't know if y'all want to get
Injustice 2 is easier because there's no. The blocking mechanic in Mortal Kombat 11 is great and it makes a lot of sense, but it's like an added
button, right?
Mechanic in the game. Yeah, pretty much. You don't have to block in Injustice 2. You can just evade or
and blocking
duck
is
or whatever.
Blocking is back. Like it doesn't have a dedicated button to block. Right. You have to press the reverse of whatever the other person is pushing. So the blocking works entirely differently. There's also universals. So like back X and Injustice 2 for every character is the same. It's always going to do the same thing. But in Mortal Kombat, every single character has a different moveset. And so like there are no two fighters that at least mechanically behave the same way.
I like playing Mortal Kombat 11 more. What do you guys like playing more? Like control-wise?
Control-wise, Injustice 2. Combos are so much easier.
I get my ass kicked by Corey in either game, so it doesn't really matter.
You could train.
I could train, but I would much rather play a different game.
See what I'm talking about?
Right. Well, you kicked our butts in the My Hero
that is
fighter game.
Yeah,
I do have
so goes around command maybe.
That is true.
Kamase.
Next in steals, we have Batman Return to Arkham, which is Asylum and City for $6, or you can add Arkham Knight and spend $15, and so you'd get the trilogy. That's the Arkham collection. Witcher 3 Game of the Year edition is $10. Life is Strange, $4. Life is Strange Before the Storm, also $4. Lego Harry Potter collection on Xbox is only $8.
That's insane.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8.
That's $1 a year.
Dude, it is.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, good for you.
Shook. Lego Marvel collection is $12. You just can't beat these. You really can't beat Xbox.
Xbox sales are stupid.
Yeah.
That's 5 Lego games for $20. You get the 2 Harry Potter ones and the 3 Marvel ones. That's 5 games for $20. 5 good-ass games.
It's a lot of content.
Yeah.
It's a lot of content.
Those
All right,
Lego
Josh.
will last you a long time too.
Yeah. All right, so knocking out these PC sales quick. A lot of them are kind of the same. On Steam, in the Steam world, we have Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition for $30. That is a fantastic price for a fantastic game that only recently came to PC. No Man's Sky is $30. Wasteland 3 is $30. Control Ultimate Edition is $16. Cyberpunk 2077 is $48.
Man, they're really trying to get you to play that game.
Yeah.
It's pretty common knowledge that Cyberpunk plays the best on PC, so I'm sure that's why they're trying to get it to sell there when you can't even buy it on the PlayStation Store still, 107 or something days later. Witcher 3, again, is $10. Just do it. Just please, God, do it. The Disco Elysium Final Cut is $32, and The Witness is $10. And again, we have the Crash Insane trilogy for $20. And Inside is $5. That's super cheap. And then if we jump over, still on PC, to the Epic Game Store, there are a couple different things going on. Kingdom Hearts is now playable on PC. That's one of my favorite franchises of all time. I know Grayson is a big fan as well. We stand the Kingdom Hearts. You can play it on PC now through the Epic Game Store. You can do... The prices are a little higher than you'll find on console, but I'm sure that's just because this is a new platform for them to be played on. You can get the 1.5 plus 2.5 remix for $40. That's still like 7 games or something like that. That's still a crazy deal of some really, really fun games. Kingdom Hearts 3 is $48. That is fine. I paid full price for it when it came out and was fine with it. But like, get 1.5 and 2.5, play all those, wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 to be $20 soon. And then Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory is $48. That is something that anybody should just wait on. That's the weird new music game that I'm sure is fun, but certainly not worth more than $15.
No, thank you.
And then it's a bunch of repeats. We've got Hitman 3 for $45, Assassin's Creed Valhalla for $45, Watch Dogs Legions for $30, Godfall for $40, Borderlands 3 for $20, Immortals Phoenix Rising for $30, and Hades for $20, as well as The Witcher 3 Game of the Year Edition for $10. So that's...
How is CD Projekt Red making money giving The Witcher 3 away and then...
Who hasn't
also,
already
like,
bought The Witcher, though?
I know.
You know what
So
I
I
mean?
guess-
You're getting those last few holdouts that are like, oh, I've heard this game is good.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
I mean, what a year for them.
Yeah.
Being like, our the greatest game ever created is here for $10. We're really sorry about the other one.
The
Please
other
don't
one
talk
that's
about
maybe
the other
the
one.
worst
Yeah,
game ever
please don't
created.
talk about
Yeah.
the other one.
They cover the spectrum.
But that does it for all of our major sales and deals across all platforms. We spent a lot of time on it, but it was really fun, like, digging into games more than we usually do because the chat kind of fed us stuff to talk about. That was really fun.
Thanks, chat. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, chat. You're helping out. Now, we're going to jump into what we've been playing. So, again, if we say anything that you're interested in or want us to elaborate on anything that we say we've been playing, let us know in that chat. Who wants to lead off?
I will start with what I have been playing.
A minute.
It has been a minute. So, well, I haven't been playing PlayStation. I don't know if any of you have looked on. It's been like, it probably says like like last time online like 40 days ago. I like
is dead now is what it says.
It's like has like
this account.
Right.
Check on your
It's
friend,
so sad.
please.
I had a like a 50-inch screen in my room, and then I don't have that anymore, and so now I just have like a little screen that I haven't like been bothered to play anything on. Anyway, I've been progressively going through my cupboards in my room from when I was a kid and finding more and more things that have been very nostalgic, and I found my my little baby blue Nintendo DS.
Hell yeah.
Along with all the games that came with it, and the game that was in it when I found it was Nintendogs.
Yeah.
And so I have been absorbed with taking my little puppy to the friggin' dog show, which has been fun.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you
other
question?
games that I've... Yes, of course.
Did you start a new game immediately, or did you log on to see the old dog that you haven't taken care of in 15 years?
I had to go, and I have gone back to my dog from when I was 12 because I felt bad for her.
Is it the same one?
Same dog. She didn't starve to death. She's just been
It's not like
there.
a skeleton in the living room. Like, oh my God.
Could you imagine if you like turned on Nintendogs
And
the
it's
dog
been like
was
it's
like
been 15
just
years.
dead,
Yeah.
like last fed like
Or it
15
eats
years ago.
it ate your corpse and like. Okay, that's I was just curious about that. I didn't know if there was any time mechanic like Animal Crossing or something like that, like where if you spent a year away, they'd be like, your puppy missed you a whole bunch. You were a really
Nah, she's still thriving. I guess she has like an auto feeder. But
Nice.
the other games that I found was Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix for Nintendo. So I've been playing that, and I also had the High School Musical video game that I have also been playing.
The classic.
Just the classic, little gay boy in 2010. Everyone had one. But yeah, other than that, I have had, I don't know when the last episode was that I was on, but I have like had my wisdom teeth out. I have been like camping with no service for like days at a time in the Australian outback.
Yeah, the one time that you legitimately were in the Australian wilderness was the one time I think on the podcast that we didn't like make some joke to cover about
being
on you guys didn't like talk about how I was kidnapped because I actually was that time.
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
It was that was the joke. Is any other time you're like, oh sorry guys, like X, Y, or Z I have this week, and we're like yeah. Anyway, so Charlie's been kidnapped by kangaroos, and the one time that you were legitimately in the outback with zero service, we were like, yeah, so Charlie's not here today. Anyway, here are our sales and deals.
Anyway,
it was whack though. I did say like I should have taken photos, but like literally like a gang of kangaroos was like staying behind our tents while we were camping. I should have taken photos because like literally.
Is that the name? Like, so like a gaggle of geese? Like, is it a collective of kangaroos is called a gang?
Yes.
That's metal as fuck.
You came to the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah, like I literally see them like
just
like
bounce up.
It's like
yeah, they're like beating a lead pipe, and then like out pops the baby kangaroo.
The Joey's
beating,
like cocks and Uzi. Yeah, that's what I see. That's what I see in my brain.
Like Tommy gun, like. But I mean, I played a bit of while I was high on my wisdom teeth drugs. I was sort of just like wandering around in Breath of the Wild still, and that was a bunch of fun, just like getting lost and climbing mountains and shit. But today I am taking exactly my PlayStation is going out into the living room today, and so I'll be back into shenanigans and at least like I don't know 30 levels behind Grayson in Apex, but I will rebuild.
I move up pretty slowly. I was just at 69, so I think
that was fun.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
That was a great time.
I was really trying to maintain my level at 69 while Corey grinded up to 420, but the gap was just too big.
Yeah, it was too big. I was at 400. It took me a minute.
We're just trying for the simple jokes.
That's good.
JC's been playing Digimon, get out of here with the Digimon.
Dude, I saw that.
Cyber
I picked up
Sleuth.
that game on sale months ago, and I have not touched it. JC, tell me if it's. I mean, you've been playing. I've seen you've been playing it a bunch, so it must be worth it.
I think I remember at one point when JC and I were living together, he was playing a Digimon Cyber Sleuth game. I don't know if this is a sequel or if that might be the same one, but they looked really fun. I mean, they looked like.
We also have an Oddworld Soulstorm shout out. I'd be curious to see what you think.
Ron just started that one.
Yeah,
I'll be talking about that soon. I've been playing that.
For my part, I've been trying to play Apex when they haven't, deleted my account, and then also I just got into, as of yesterday, because they deleted my account, Kyle, friend of the pod, and I jumped into Ghost of Tsushima Legends, and it slaps so hard. It slaps incredibly hard. Here's the deal: if Avengers took like 2 notes from Ghost of Tsushima Legends, they would have so much success.
Which again is just hilarious to me.
so
The games
good.
that don't want to do multiplayer end up having some of the best multiplayer. Like games that are exclusively multiplayer focused, drop the ball on a lot of those things.
They do.
I think because they're too.
No, this
focused
literally
and
like
done.
is an afterthought multiplayer mode that slaps incredibly. It's just cooperative Tsushima, which you didn't know you wanted, but you do. Like you want to face
That's
15
awesome.
waves of enemies in the Tsushima combat system with your friends, and that's just, I don't know. It's really really cool. We're gonna keep diving into that, and we need help because we tried going into the survivor mode because we got cocky as shit, and we were like, yeah, we can do this. We don't need friends, and we need friends. We got destroyed. It's 15 waves of enemies, and you have to defend 3 areas, and with 2 people.
Damn. I might
tough.
have to
It's a
make
little
room on my
tough.
PS5 for Tsushima.
Yeah, I'll download Tsushima. I'll play it with you for sure.
Yeah.
I love
It's
that game.
cool, guys.
What's the squad limit on it?
4.
4. Nice.
Oh wow, not
And
3.
they have- not 3. Like every game has decided to do these days for some reason. I don't really understand
Arbitrary
the 3
number.
people squad.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I think it's a fine way to divide 60. I think. Honestly,
that could be it.
I think you could do 15 teams of 4, but somehow 20 teams of 3 for a battle royale at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice to not play a cooperative multiplayer as opposed to a battle royale every once in a while. It's just against like, stupid AI enemies is really fun.
Right, and cooperative in the way that like gets you on the same team is that like it's fun then to play video games with somebody because there's not like a me versus you mentality.
There's a little bit. It keeps track of your stats. So at the end, it's like, I killed more people than you did, which happened both times.
Which class did you pick?
I
remember there being
picked
classes.
The assassin. Yes, I picked the assassin. Kyle picked the samurai, just the base. And then neither of us picked the hunter or the Ronin. But you can unlock all classes over time. This is just your starting class.
Sure.
So you just pick like whatever you start with, and you don't have multiple of each class can be in a match. So like you could have 4 assassin classes.
Okay, cool.
That's good.
Because they aren't that different. And we were talking about this yesterday. The only thing that's different is you get a tactical and an ultimate ability. That's the only thing that changes between the characters. So that they all have the same weapons, same controls, same everything, but they all have different like tactical abilities. Like the assassin can disappear, the hunter can make fire arrows, and etc. The Ronin can summon a wolf, like shit like that.
You know,
I know you're gonna be the Ronin. Like literally, I saw the Ronin. I was like, well, Grace
What
is
was-
gonna be the Ronin, so I'm gonna be.
Was it hard going back into it control wise? Like, did it take some time to remember how to play the game? Because that's what I'm always worried about with stuff like this.
Yeah, sort of. So I was benefited by I just had started Tsushima again from the jump. Like I restarted a playthrough of Tsushima, and so I just relearned the controls prior to jumping in. Because what was happening was we were waiting on Apex to like not be a fucking disaster.
Sure.
And Kyle was like, "Well, I have Tsushima. You want to check out the multiplayer and that?" And I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" So it assumes that you just finished the campaign, I think, because it doesn't teach you the controls really at all. But it is easier than you think to get back into.
Cool.
I think
I might download it after we finish here. I'll make some room.
Yes.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah,
I love that game so much. I'm wearing the shirt. I just remembered. I spilled.
Oh, yeah,
blood
look
on
at
it.
Oh man! And so like you unlock the stances and you equip them, as opposed to like in the game you get access to all the stances and like you switch them with R2.
Mhm.
In this, like you can get the stone stance, and so or the water stance. And so Kyle had the water stance and I had the stone. So we would switch off, and I'd be like, "This is a shield enemy. I can't. You gotta do this."
Cool.
And so he would have the
cool,
stone stance
yeah.
equipped and like go fuck those dudes up, and I'd go
That's
mess
very
with
cool.
the swordsman or whatever.
That's awesome.
I this week got a little bit into Greedfall, but it was a toss-up between Greedfall and Tsushima because I wanted to get back into it, but I knew that if I picked up Tsushima, that I probably would never ever get to Greedfall, and it would be one of those ones that just kind of fell by the wayside.
Rots
So
away.
I wanted to give it a shot, and I kind of like it. We were discussing a little bit before we went live. It reminds me of Dragon Age, in that sort of like RPG style where they're like clearly like you are a young noble and oh no, your brother or your cousin has gone missing. Round up your friends and go find him while you explore this new way. You know, like it was very like here's the quest, here are the things. Some of the combat mechanics were a little tricky for me. However, will admit I am notoriously bad when it comes to like blocking mechanics or counter mechanics in a game. I don't like them one bit. I want to fight you and fight you and fight you and fight you, and then maybe I can roll away. The roll being the extent of the dodge is all I need, like a circle to go in and out any direction. But when I have to like block and then do the counter and then
a smaller dodge,
to get out of the way so that I can go in and do that. That's a lot for me. I don't know. I'm going to continue to play it because I like it. And it's tone-wise something that I would very much be into. But I still have Tsushima downloaded, so if we wanted to hop on multiplayer, I've already got that going. And then, of course, Apex with these guys, and a lot of Stardew Valley. A lot of Stardew Valley. We're halfway through year 2 now on our Boom Chick farm. And that's Corey, myself, Hannah, and Emma, which is a lot of fun. It's just a mindless game at the end of the day. Like, you know,
we're making.
It's still so cool that you all get to play that together. That's fucking
awesome.
It's a lot of fun, and it's another one of those like 4-player like Switch game. Like it feels. In a way, I guess the topic of this evening, not our topic for later, obviously, but the topic of storytelling over this evening would be nostalgia, I think. And this game offers a lot of that in that, like, there are no link cables, but it still feels like we're all, like, you know, like in our little devices and we're all huddled. We're on 2 different couches. We're all in the same room.
It's the kind of game I would have killed for as a kid to play with my friends. If I had the ability to, or like my sibling, like I would love, I would have loved to do that.
Yeah. And just sort of, you know, we always start playing at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then we're usually done by like 10:30 because it kind of tires us out, but it's a great way to sort of mellow out at the end of the day. But no, we've been really enjoying that, and Severed Studios just let me know that I Am 8-Bit just announced a vinyl 4 LP set of the Persona 5 soundtrack.
Dude, I just Googled it, and it's gorgeous. It's cool. And only $100? That's not bad for something like this.
Are you going to pay $100?
This is about to be dangerous.
Again?
Oh, no.
Remember that time I bought the Stardew Valley board game live on our episode? Because
that is true.
This could happen again.
Yeah, we got to do that.
We still got to try that. Oh, fuck. I just forgot about that.
It's 25 a record.
I mean, like, not bad at all.
Not bad. And it, like, looks cool. You should Google it afterwards. Like, it's got a cool box. It comes with, like, a poster that's, like, the ransom note letters and stuff.
Oh,
that's
very cool.
Badass.
Very cool.
Thank you, Ron, for that.
Oh, yeah. It looks cool.
Yeah, going back a little bit up in chat. No, so JC responded about his Digimon story. It is a side story to the original game, which I guess is that Cyber Sleuth, and he's clocked 165 hours total across both of them. He says he digs them. He's a huge Digimon roster with Final Fantasy style turn-based combat. However, stupid long JRPG story that you have to button mash through. I feel like that's just a JRPG staple at this point. Those look very, very cool. I would rather almost use them as like decorations.
Yeah, the art is so cool that like
beautiful.
I'd almost rather just have them as posters.
I'll think about it.
God damn. Persona 5's aesthetic is just so cool.
It's
like,
so good.
They really nail like their own.
I really want to get back to Strikers, but there's just something about it that like I really liked, but I don't feel like I need to play it all like right now. Like I know
right now
it's simple enough that like I could jump in.
Yeah.
I am excited to one day get back to it though.
Yeah, same.
You play anything else?
No, that's about it for me.
Dope. Well, I'm playing Oddworld Soulstorm, which Severed Studios mentioned a little bit earlier. It was free starting today on the PS5 for PS Plus. So I was like, sure, I'll give it a shot so I can talk about it a little bit for the listeners. Otherwise, it's $50. It's a $50 game. They're not giving us like a cheapo $20 game right off the bat. But so full disclosure, this is my first Oddworld game besides Stranger's Wrath, which I played back in the day. But that seems very different. Stranger's Wrath was almost like a before Red Dead type thing, where you're like a Western bounty hunter creature that didn't seem to have anything to do with this Abe character that's the main character in like Oddworld stuff. And I also just found out that this is technically like a remake / reimagining of the original second Oddworld game, because I guess in 2014 they remade the original game. They called it Oddworld New and Tasty, which is $20 on the current gen systems. So I mean, it did make me feel better that I'm not jumping into like the 9th game of a series. It's just the second one that I'm just like, yeah, okay, let's give it a shot or whatever. But so here, real quick, is my Oddworld Soulstorm, no context, randomly jumping onto the second game in a series impressions. So you're this weird little alien thing named Abe, who apparently just saved and is on the run with like a bunch of other identical aliens, which I don't think is racist to say, because I think that's just like the aliens thing. I think they just like are the same. I swear they have the same voices also. Except Abe's mouth is like not closed because he talks, but he has these like little straps on the sides that like keep it closed a little bit. I don't know. He still talks, so it's weird. But he won't cut them off.
Stone shut.
Yeah, he won't cut them off, though. At the very beginning, there's this cutscene that he's like, but she gave them to me. They're all I have of her. I don't know what that means, but he like won't cut them. They're symbolic to him for some reason. I think it's kind of fucked up. But Abe is some sort of savior to these alien people he has rescued them from, I think, a factory. I don't know. But he seems to have like stumbled into this position of being a savior, because all of these alien creatures are like, oh my god, you're the best, you can do no wrong, and you're so good, and like you're gonna save everybody. But when he's by himself, he's just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This is I don't know. And it's like kind of funny that way.
Rude.
Yeah. But then every time like he encounters somebody who's literally dying, and he's like, I can't save you, I don't know what this is. And he's like, no man, you're gonna save everybody. And you're like, oh, this poor guy just like stumbled into being this leader. But anyway, gameplay wise, it's a side scroller. I'm gonna call it 3D. They're gonna throw bullshit marketing at you calling it a 2.9D game, but it's 3D.
God damn it.
It's a 3D side scroller. It just like changes perspective sometimes. So sometimes it's more 2D or 3D.
I've never
for those
heard
of you who for those of you who haven't kept up with the fucking pod so far, here's the deal. They marketed on the release day like a revolutionary 2.9D platforming. Just call it what it is. It's 3D or it's 2D. Like no one cares, or it's a hybrid of both. 2.9 just is so like catchphrasey.
Yeah.
It rubbed me the wrong way for sure. I was like, icky, ick. Don't say that. Don't say that to me.
But so it's an action puzzle platformer. The environments are really, really pretty. The alien designs are they look good now, but obviously they were designed back in the day, so it's kind of just a bunch of like weird shaped, slimy alien creatures. So I guess I haven't really gotten to the part in the levels yet. I've only played for maybe an hour, hour and a half. I haven't. I know in each level there are like a couple hundred aliens that you have to save or not save, and then like your score is based on like how many you save, how many die in your hands, and like how many enemies you kill. But I haven't really gotten as far as that yet, so I don't know how all that works. This game gets hard really quick. I'm only in like the second real level, and I've gotten frustrated a handful of times because, and not necessarily in a bad way, just in a way that like they don't tell you what you need to do, which is fine. But like the only two items you have water jars and then these like flammable goo jars. And you have to figure out in these first few levels how to solve puzzles by like making trails of fire and then putting the fire out. And if you get shot like once, you're dead. So like the stealth is important, but the stealth is kind of clunky to me. I don't know. The controls could be sharper, I think is what I'm getting at. But it's fun. It's pretty.
Quick interjection. Flammable goo jars was the name of my band in high school.
Oh, that's what that looked like.
Damn.
Yeah.
We gotta have some sort of
what kind of stuff did you?
Purely ska.
Uh-huh.
All ska.
Oh god.
Sometimes slow jazz.
Yeah.
But I'm liking it. I think I'll stick with it mostly, honestly, as or Ron Severed Studios real quick in the chat says the controls are identical to the PS1 game. Except the throwing water. So you use your right stick to like aim, and you see that kind of like dotted arc, and then you hit a trigger to like throw whatever item you have. So it's that kind of thing. And it can be touchy, it can be a little bit, I don't want to say clunky, but it's just, it doesn't always go where you think it's gonna go kind of thing.
Sure.
But I like it. I think I might stick with it as my like sitting on the couch playing game with my Razer Kishi that I got that I can now show on the screen. How it kind of just turns your phone into a Switch. It's very cool. I'm liking it a lot. So I'll probably play it there.
The Razer Kishi.
Yeah,
Thank
right.
you so much to our sponsor.
Again, not sponsored yet,
Yeah.
but we will take anyone's money and say anything that you want us to say.
Kia, you want to hop on this?
Give Corey a car.
Give me another car.
We'll say
Like-
Kias drive well.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's
Kishi's
Oddworld.
better.
That's Oddworld Soulstorm so far for
Got
me.
9
though.
people in chat right now.
Yeah.
Our word means a lot.
It means something.
Yeah. But the other one I'm playing is I'm back into Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. As we said earlier, it's on sale for $24 on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. And I'm higher than Kia in chat. But I played this way back at the beginning of quarantine, like back when we thought, this was going to be a couple of weeks off of work and then everything's going to be fine. Because I have had all of the Dragon Ball Z series on Blu-ray for a long time. I just haven't had the time to watch them all the way through. So this came out and I was like, oh, this will be cool. I'll watch like the Cell Saga and then I'll play through the Cell Saga and Kakarot and then or Frieza and then
cool.
That was my plan, and it worked until about halfway through the Cell games, and then I kind of just got sick of my routine of waking up, watching DBZ and playing Animal Crossing. I just had to switch it up, so I fell off. But friend of the pod, and he was in chat earlier, I don't know, but also D&D Severed Son's friend Ross picked it up on this sale and has started playing it, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get back into DBZ Kakarot. So I did, and I forgot how much fun it is. It's so good, especially for a Dragon Ball Z game. In our D&D chat, Ross had mentioned that like this is the Dragon Ball Z game that he always wanted, not another Budokai or Budokai Tenkaichi or like the kind of shittier kind of what grew from this was like the Dragon Ball Saga game or like the Game Boy ones that were a little adventure-y RPG but not good.
Right.
This is so much fun, and like what I've noticed, so I was 20 hours in when I stopped, and now I've put in another like 5 or 6. But it's so good at continuing to add mechanics and like new RPG systems and stuff, even like late into the game, because so many JRPGs pretty much teach you all of the things right away, and then they just kind of grow. But this one, like you don't learn how to cook until so long, and then eventually you learn how to drive and you get a car, and then eventually as you meet new characters you unlock new different ways to craft or fish or things like that. And like I'm still, many hours later learning new side things to do in the game, and it's very, very fun. Bronze Druid says Kakarot might be the best DBZ game in general, and I think I totally agree. My one negative-ish thing is like the battles between the big story battles can get repetitive. They're not like random encounters, like bad guys will just show up. They're just like floating in the world, and if you fly to them, you'll fight them, you get experience, whatever. And just like any JRPG though, like your random encounters will just get annoying and kind of become a chore, so eventually you kind of just like try to skip them. But the story battles are so cool. Like every time you fight one of the bosses or one of the, even if it's just like, hey Krillin, you want to fight for some reason, it's like, yeah, this is going to be a fun one, instead of fighting 5 Cybermen at the same time for the millionth time.
Any fight where you can beat the shit out of Krillin is good, in my opinion.
But man,
the punching bag of the TV. No, that's Yamcha, I guess.
But
Krillin comes in a close second.
Yeah,
though.
dude, I love Krillin though. He's like the, to me, he's kind of the, I don't know, almost a Captain America of equivalent. Like Goku's obviously the heart of the team, but Krillin's the guy who's always behind him, just like, yeah, that's my friend. Like,
yeah, that's Goku. I guess if DBZ was an intro to anime. For me personally, I know also for a lot of other people, but as the supportive best friend / rival role changed very drastically, but it started so wholeheartedly in Krillin as like the supportive best friend, who like clearly is not anywhere on power scale like in terms of Goku. And then you've got like people like, Gon and Killua, where they're trying to fight all the time, or like in Fairy Tail you have Gray and Natsu, who are always constant. But Krillin is just like some bald dude who's happy to be there the whole time. Naruto and Sasuke, obviously, but like Krillin's just the best, man.
Yeah. Also,
and I guess Vegeta fills that role for the DBZ.
Yeah, he's the like the douchebag, wants to be stronger one.
Yeah.
But like also back in the day, and even in the video games, like you had mentioned earlier, you just assumed it was like just the Frieza saga because that's what so many of the games are. And like I kind of stopped watching at around the Cell saga because as a kid I was like, why are all of these fights just them yelling and holding their arms up for so long? So I stopped watching Dragon Ball Z.
For 10 episodes.
But so my knowledge past the Cell games is very limited. I don't know the Boo saga very well at all, so I'm really excited to get into that stuff. And this is a really, really good way to play through that whole saga because it does cover like all of the big boss things if you play through like the main stories. But if you go do the side quests is where you get the like quote unquote like filler episode material. Like there'll be, I don't remember any of their names at this point. I would have a year ago. But there's like the little gang of kids, and you have to, I don't know, help them with something. And as I was playing it before, I'd be like, I remember the episode that they did this mission in. Or like all of the Goku learning to drive story arc is part of this game, which is so weird and so random. Yeah. But like, it's such a DBZ fans DBZ game. And then if you want the like 2D fighter, Dragon Ball Fighter Z/Z is, what you want there. So like Dragon Ball Z games are kind of at their peak right now, I think, is all I'm gonna say.
We just did a merger
of all games,
like put them together. Oh, ew.
Oh, Z.
Yeah, it's Z and Z. It would just be like come together and
double
E
Z E-E-D.
Yeah,
yeah.
Zed.
XYZ.
No, I think in terms of simplification, you can't get too far beyond Z.
Sure. I'm just all for peace.
Yeah, sure.
But,
But that's Kakarot. There's DLC now. There's like 2 chapters that have to do with some super stuff, which I know nothing about. And then they just came out with, I think, their last DLC, DBZ DLC, and it has something to do with Trunks. And I don't know if it's also part of Super or if it's going back to some other stuff. I don't know. But
you never know with Trunks.
Yeah,
Trunks could be from anywhere at any time.
Time traveling bullshit.
Yeah.
So, I think I'll probably finish this out and then play the DLC, which I don't really get to DLC in games much anymore because I'll play them all, and then like Ghost of Tsushima, I like get afraid to come back to them when the DLC comes out. But it's so good. Play Kakarot if you're a fan.
Yeah, man, I might get it. I think I probably should. That might be my new single player if I don't want to do Greedfall or jump into Tsushima. You should jump into Tsushima, but Kakarot. All right.
I'm about to be finished downloading Tsushima. I maybe started downloading it not too long ago.
We were talking.
Well, we're at about 2 hours. Do we want to try to tackle a topic quick? What's the vibe? What's the vibe tonight?
We could if we want to, or we could save it for next time. I feel like we've dived into the live.
This was kind of the hybrid sales cast episode anyway.
Yeah,
so we kind of already did that. You know what I mean?
I think we can save it. We can save chat the late night.
Yeah.
Well, we'll kind of like slowly start to wrap. This is cool though. Again, if you're like just tuning in now somehow,
this is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. But check out our Twitter. It's on the Twitch page. You can click that little Twitter picture and it'll take you to our Twitter where you can sign up for our giveaway. Again, like retweet, like the thing, follow, and then tag a friend. If anybody didn't listen to our spiel on that before, we're giving away $20 to the system of your choice digitally. So that could be cool. I don't know. You guys want to talk about anything else before we wrap up?
No, I mean, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, this was real fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think we need to
enter that giveaway. Tell your friends about us. Hopefully next time you can see our numbers grow and continue to interact with chat, because that was, we're 4 assholes. So getting to hear the opinions of some other people helps put us in perspective too.
Right.
Even the
Bioshock,
Yeah,
that was a fun conversation.
as incorrect as it is.
I think literally though, my votes conquer your votes.
But is it votes?
Semantics.
I don't know if it is.
JC asks if anybody has any thoughts on the new Among Us map.
I haven't played yet,
I don't know.
but it came out a couple days ago. But I think maybe that could be one of our next foray experience. We could do, a live episode and then be like, hey, anyone who's in chat wants to hop on to, Among Us game. I think that'd be
pretty dope.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah, I think we need to figure out how often we want to do lives. Like, do we become a live podcast? Do we do this like once a month? We'll talk it out. We'll chat it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
And
Discuss it amongst ourselves.
For sure.
But where you'll always be able to catch us. So we're gonna put this video on YouTube. So if you missed parts of it, or you want to watch it again, or you want to like show somebody, hey, check out this cool stream that they did, I'm gonna load that on YouTube. And of course, we're on all major podcast platforms. I'm gonna take this same recording, make it into an MP3. We'll put it on our normal spots there. You can follow us on all of those. And all of our links are also in our bio for the Twitch. So like all of our PlayStation names, Xbox gamer tags, our individual Twitches are all down there. You can follow us, friend us, do whatever you want with all of that info. You can email us even at brokeassgamecast@gmail.com if you want to try to reach us old school. Give us your ideas of stuff to talk about.
Even Podbean, JC.
Even Podbean. I think he's our one follower on Podbean.
He is.
And we'll take it,
He's
damn
proud of
it. Everyone is the best. So tell all your friends about us. This was so cool and so fun.
Yeah.
So thanks for being here,
Yes.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Dope. All of that takes no time and helps us a whole lot. So until next time, as we like to say, stay broke.
Let's get a stay ass in the chat.
And
Did we do it?